Okay, so we have this question: maximum difference between adjacent elements in a circular array. So I guess this is the question of the day. Yeah, daily question. So we given a circular array nums, find the maximum absolute difference. Find the maximum absolute difference between adjacent elements in a circular array. The first and the last elements are adjacent. Okay, so first and last elements are adjacent, so that means, yeah, fine. So it's more like it's represented as an array, but kind of they are like circular. So one is like adjacent to 4. Yeah, because nums is, yeah, 3, because 4 and 1 3. Yeah. Okay, so the, yeah, constraints are fine. I feel like from 2 till 100. Array. Okay, so what we can do is, let's think of that we have an I basic. We start from 0, then we go till the length, and then what we do is that if I start the I from 0, I'll have to find out the difference between the numbers. Yeah, so I can have a for loop which tells me the difference for, like, I can have another for, do I need another for loop? I mean, what I can do is I can have wait, let's have int diff, that is to 0. Yeah, so if uh, what I can have right now is that now the diff becomes uh, nums I plus 1 minus nums I. Basic understanding of the question, what I can do, so I can subtract like 2 from 1, that becomes my difference. Yeah, for it. Alright, so what I can do is I can have this difference inside the for loop, so every time it becomes 0, makes the job easy for me. So every time the loop is like done, so it becomes 0, then I can have int minimum, I mean, I can have int max. What it does is that it's like integer dot min value. Yeah, so my difference becomes 0, but now what happens is that every time that happens, um, yeah, if my diff is greater than max, which it will be, uh, then diff equals max. Yeah, fair enough, I feel like. Yeah, okay, I guess that's fine. And then I can return diff. This is not for the 1 and 4, by the way. This won't work for the 1 and 4 thing. Cannot find diff. Wait, I don't have to return diff. Yeah. This won't work for 1 and 4 difference, so that's obvious. Diff nums added or out of bound makes sense. Yeah, how about now? Okay, fair enough. Output my difference. I mean, why? It just took the least value, like how? Int difference is 0. At I, it's, so difference is 0. Difference equals to nums I plus 1, that is 1, minus nums I, that's it's 1. Yeah, if difference is greater than max, which it is. So then different becomes max. But then again different becomes 0. But wait, how am I getting this? Why? Thing is, I have int max right here. For int I, it's 0. Can I do like starting it from 1? Like starting it from 1, taking it till nums dot length, yeah, and then keeping it as I, so I minus 1. This won't solve the problem that we are having right now, but just want to see if it's, it's fine. It's code works fine. Now the issue is, why is it giving me the minimum number? Yeah, why is it doing that? It's returning max. Here we have the max. I feel like it's not being updated. I feel like wait, basics, I guess. Yeah, my bad. Alright, so yeah, obviously it won't work for the edge case that we have to encounter right now, the circular part. So for that, let me have another for loop. No, I don't want another for loop. If, yeah, let's put this inside of it as well. That's one condition, because yeah, so if my nums I, I don't want that. I mean, do I? Alright, if my nums nums dot length minus 1 element minus nums 0th element, let me put this whole thing in the bracket, okay, is greater than 4 minus 1 is greater than my difference, my difference, then max equals diff, max equals, can I alright, let me just try one thing. Let me try this one thing. Control C, then my max equals to this. I don't need the bracket. Then my max equals to this, and that's what I'm returning. How about now? Will it work? TLE, time limit exceeded, or something. Oh, it's accepted. Let's see. I guess the constraints worked in my favor for not exceeding the time limit, but here it's a problem. My goodness, 962 test cases. Okay, so the issue is the output is coming out to be -3, whereas it should come out to be 3. Why is it happening? -5 minus, wait, maximum absolute difference between the adjacent elements, not in a circle. So it's like wait, so let's do one thing. Let's keep it 0. Let's keep it till -1. Let's keep it till I, and then do I plus 1 and hope it works. I guess I was subtracting wrong. I don't know. Wait, how do I? No, the thing is, so alright, I understood one thing. It's subtracting like in this order, not in that order. That was my fault. So I can start at I0. I can subtract at I0, num0. I can subtract minus I plus 1, that is 10. So how the hell is it giving me output as 0, because that becomes eventually 5, and 5 is the difference. If the difference is greater than max, which it is, then it becomes more than that. So yes, so the difference becomes more than that. So I feel like that, yeah, it can be solved. Let's see, just a second. Yeah, so I feel like we can work with that issue. Okay, it's giving 0, expected is 5, which I get it, because what I guess what is happening is that it's checking this if condition, and then it's seeing that minus 5 minus minus 5 is 0. So the problem is that why is it not working for the initial thing that it should be working for this minus 5 minus minus 10, that becomes plus 5. Yeah, so what I can do is I can have this, yeah, in circular, wait, in circular sum. This is the circular sum, yeah, I mean difference. Int circular difference is this. Alright, so if my this thing if my int circular difference is greater than the difference I had above, wait, yeah, let's work with this, then my max becomes yeah, so I return max. Yeah, it works. Let's see if it works for the other test cases. Nope. Alright, a lot of them passed. So now I guess the issue is with the edge cases. Everybody is gonna have an edge case for themselves. I mean the responses that are left. So yeah, here the problem is expected is 2, 0 minus, wait, why 2? 0 minus 2 is gonna give minus 2. Why you expect 2? You don't say it's 2 minus 0 now. I switched the whole thing for it. Wait. Let me just run this. But this one, they want 5, they're getting 5. Because see, minus 10 minus 5 is not gonna get them 5. 5 minus minus 10 is gonna get them 5. Minus 5 minus 5 is gonna get them 0, which was happening earlier. So I don't think this is happening with this like that way, like from here to here. I guess it's more like here to here because it's a circle. Yeah, I mean they expected 3, so 4 minus 1 is 3, like, you know, a circle. 4 minus 1 is 3. I don't understand why it's happening like 2 minus 0 is 2. Or is it happening both ways? If it's happening both ways, let's do one thing. Let's have another if condition. Let's have another if condition, alright. So, if it can happen both ways, then I guess we'll have to have a lot of conditions. But, wait. 2 plus 1. Let's do it. 1. Let's do it. 1. Yeah. That is 0. Yeah. Can have another if block. Difference 2 is greater than max, then becomes circular difference 2. How about now? Yeah, it works. But it won't be working for all of them, I feel like. Nah. See, it passed a few more test cases, but yup. What's the issue now? The issue now is that -3 -4, their expected output is 6. Because it's 2 minus -4, it's working both ways, so yeah. Now that's how the question is. The question is not one directional, yeah. The question is both directions to be considered, like you can go left to right and you can go right to left. So what we can do now is, let me see if it's, yeah, it's recording. So what we can do is that we can just have another for loop that works in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? We can have another for loop that works in the opposite direction, so that keeps the time complexity as on. We won't be having a for loop inside a for loop, nope. We can have just the same for loop, yeah. I mean, I don't think if we need any other constraints at the moment with the both if conditions, but let's see, let's have another for loop first. Let's enter that down. Yeah, we can have another for loop that starts from nums dot length -1 goes till 0. I has to be greater than equal to 0. I minus minus, yeah. Starts from the end till the time I is greater than or equal to 0, it subtracts. Initial difference is 0. So now what we are doing is having this thing as same, I mean not same but minus, because obviously starting from the last element going till there. Let's make it greater than 0, because yeah, having this all thing as same, yeah. I mean, I don't think we need these two at the moment, but let's run. It works for them. Will it work for them? This, I mean, yeah, it works for this. Congratulations, the code works. Yep. So this was like my first time I did any daily problem. I will try to do it more and more, of course. So yeah, that was it for this question. Yeah.